Mr. Mounir, adding a little bit of complexity on the same question for you. On the same topic of inclusiveness, coming from a large vendor of ERP software and having like almost 2 decades of experience in large transformations, what notes can you help us and the audience from your perspective in the inclusiveness of large transformations? I mean, looking at the aspects of both people, technology, involvement of government and the private sector.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mr. Abdullah, and thank you very much for all the insight from the panelists. I would like to take it from the North Star that you mentioned before, and then I bring it to inclusiveness. Like from my side, and this is of course what we also try to explain to our partners in Jordan. I take it from 2 segments. The first segment is governance, and second segment is citizens experience, or also we can call it customer experience. And between the 2, there is a lot of things to do, whether it's process optimization, automation, digital technology, whatever innovation is there. But for me, both of these 2 segments are going to be my North Stars. The only question I ask, especially when, before the COVID hit, I used to come to Amman frequently. I really enjoyed discussing with the youth, and I can assure that in terms of skill set, in terms of competence, no one can argue that we have what is required for a full digital transformation of the country. So I really enjoy that with whatever I come and connect with our customers there. Now, the one question that I give is, what if currently His Majesty call the CEO and he will ask for a full dashboard that brings a full view of the, let's say a finance or a healthcare or an education view of the country? Would we be able to collect data in real time from different sectors, from different organizations, from different institutions, and bring that data and collect it in real time and give it to His Majesty for a certain decision? Same goes to, let's say, if His Highness Prime Minister will call one of the ministers and ask for a full view of what is going on the ground, and he's about to make a very critical decision that may be engaging like a multi-billion-dollar investment for the country. Would we be able to provide that information in real time, and of course with the highest level of quality of data? So these are some of the questions that we need to ask ourselves when it comes to governance, especially not just providing those insights. Are those insights secure? Is the data behind is secure? Is the data behind is of highest quality? Is the data behind is integrated? Are we capable to connect all of the sectors and all of the organizations, whether from private or public? Are we capable of connecting all of these entities and bringing data at a certain point of time as required by business? So those are some of the critical questions that, of course, it can help us identify what could be some of the target. From the other segment, that is the citizen experience, of course, like for me, would be the target that a Jordanian citizen, whatever he wants, a certain service, whether it's a financial service, whether it's a public service, whether it's an education service, for me, he needs to be able to do that from his mobile phone. So he just grab his smartphone and request whatever he wants. We need to be able to identify his identity, his digital identity, and provide that identity to whatever service provider is behind. And then, of course, that service provider needs to provide a digital service experience until the citizen gets his documents or his whatever he wants delivered to his home. So for me, that is also another North Star that will, and of course, between the 2, inclusiveness is part of it. I've seen lots of comments about education in the chat. Education is really important, especially that's currently we are talking about Gen Z, Gen Y, Gen Alpha, Gen Delta. So a lot of generations are coming, and those generations, they have higher expectation. And there is a keyword about cost, which means if we want as a country to do all of those improvements, what about the cost? And here I really want to share one experience I've had when one of the leading banks in Jordan, I can mention because I asked authorization to mention it in the conference. That is the Ajib Bank in Jordan. So I had the chance to start a digital transformation journey with the bank, I believe 3 or 4 years back. And with the bank, we have done amazing improvement. And one of them was the implementation of the first blockchain for a financial service in Middle East and Africa. And we need to be proud of those references. And, myself, I'm proud of it. Like whatever, in my job, I support Middle East and Africa. Today, I'm in Burundi, in the capital of Burundi, supporting our customers. And wherever I go to discuss with a bank, I bring that reference and I give it as a reference for improvement. And guess what? What we have done with blockchain with Ajib is instead of doing an international money transfer that takes normally 3 to 4 days, and it costs a lot of money for all the third parties and the switching. Well, the swifting, sorry. So what we have done is we have done a real-time money transaction with a reduction in cost, about 90%. So those are the kind of improvements that we need to bring to Jordan. And of course, as Oracle, we are more than happy to support in that space. I'm having a session right after the panel, and of course, I will be more than happy to provide some insight about how we can do that. Thank you very much, Abdullah.
Thank you so much.